Hi, I've been a little inconsistent, but we're gonna get back on the train. Don't worry. I've had some busy stuff, but now I'm not as busy stuff. More videos! Today we are talking about the Odyssey and how this movie is already selling out like a year before it comes out. Absolutely crazy. Does this door make it seem like someone's gonna run in and attack me? That'd be crazy. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is maybe like one of the most anticipated films of all time. Christopher Nolan has been that guy for a long time, for his whole entire career. And I think that he's getting more popular with every movie that comes out. Like his original movies, right? Because The Dark Knights, obviously, people went and saw those movies. Those movies were always big, but I feel like the last few have just been getting bigger and bigger in terms of like the audience that it's finding. Oppenheimer, literally one of the biggest movies we've had in forever, dude. The marketing of that teamed up with Barbie, I think it's just inevitable that Christopher Nolan mainly, Greta Gerwig second, their movies are both going to be hyped. Not because Greta Gerwig's not great, but just because she hasn't been, landing slam dunks as long as Christopher Nolan has. Although, she's slam dunk for slam dunk. I'll give her that. She's amazing. And when you're seeing a Christopher Nolan movie, right, you're not a real fan if you're not seeing it in that beautiful IMAX. If you're not seeing it in IMAX, you might as well not go. You might as well stay home and just, lay in bed watching Coco Melon. You might as well do that. Because you gotta get 70 millimeter, you gotta get IMAX, you gotta get the best of the best, elite purism film experience. That's how you have to do it. And I will say, honestly, they're right. That is the way to experience these movies for sure. Any big spectacle movie filmed on IMAX, you should see it in IMAX. You should see it with 70 millimeter, but I understand that's expensive. That's really expensive, and not everyone can afford that. Not everyone, it means that much to them to where they want to spend that much. Some of these tickets are like $30, dude. I went and saw Sinners, 70 millimeter IMAX when it was coming out. Dude, yeah, it was like $30 for a ticket. Holy crap, dude. You go take a family of four, dude, you're paying $120. That's insane. You can buy like one Nintendo game for that. God. Oh, wow. And I will say, if you going to the movies, if you going to see a movie when you're watching, everything streaming online, I'll just wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. If you're gonna go see the movie and you don't want to pay for that, that's fine. If that's what gets you there, that's fine. But I also will say you should, for a big spectacle movie like this, for an Oppenheimer, you should try and experience it at least once so that you can at least know what you're paying for, what you're missing out on. So that way when the next big movie comes out, you can be like, yeah, that's made the experience a whole lot better. That was worth it for me. Or no, maybe it wasn't worth it. I think you should do it at least once. But I'm getting a little bit off topic because obviously this is the big thing, right? You got to see it with all these crazy specs that it was difficult to find tickets for these Oppenheimer 70 millimeter IMAX screens because it's not like they're popping up everywhere. It's not like every theater has even an IMAX screen to start and then throw on top of that a means to play 70 millimeter. It's fairly rare. It's not like everywhere. So that the theaters that did have them, it was pretty difficult to get. I saw people that were like, in fact, I never even saw Oppenheimer on 70 millimeter. I only had to go for IMAX because the theater by my house that was playing 70 millimeter was like always sold out. It was impossible to get tickets to. So for Odyssey, it's going to be the same exact thing. Everyone's going to want to see the 7 millimeter IMAX. They decided to sell these tickets like a year early, and they pretty much all sold out like that opening weekend, which is crazy, dude. It's crazy. I like it, but I don't like it. What I like about it is it's like, dude, people care about movies. People care about going to the movies. People care about seeing it 70 millimeter, seeing it in IMAX. That's really cool, dude. The fact that tickets are already being sold a year in advance for not a superhero film. I know it's an adaptation, but for more or less an original story, that's fantastic. That's amazing. But also, it makes it more difficult, I think, for people to see it, because if you didn't know about this drop, you might not be able to get the tickets for like a week or two, and then it's like, well, I still want to see the movie. I'm not gonna wait to see it on IMAX. I'll probably just, do it like that. And I am in that boat. I didn't get the tickets because I didn't know about this drop. I didn't get the 70 millimeter IMAX tickets. And I'm like, damn, dude, I want to see this movie opening weekend. I'll probably have to just go for a regular IMAX theater. I'll probably just have to go for a regular IMAX theater. And then, maybe a week or two later, if the theater opens up, get 70 millimeter if it even does open up. That's a really tough situation, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that tickets are selling. I'm glad that people care about going to the movies, dude, because, dude, you see it all the time. I get more scared year after year about theaters. I think that companies are so stupid. They're so scared. They're such like little beta simps. Too scared. Oh, I can't release my movie. No one's gonna go watch it. Oh, no one even cares about my movie. It's like, no, dude. Why would you rob us of seeing K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters? Why would you rob us of that? Anyways, that's my thought on Christopher Nolan's selling out all these tickets. That's my thought on K-pop Demon Hunters. New videos coming out all the time within the next 2 days, for sure. For sure, guys. Consistency. Talk to you later. Bye.